This movie is Get Out meets Ready or Not meets old Nollywood horror. The movie we're talking about right now is Ile Owo, the horror thriller movie that's currently streaming on Netflix. It came out last year in theaters.
So here's my thoughts about this movie. Let me just go straight.
Okay.
When I saw that, okay, it's a horror thriller, I was like, yes, I want to see this. Because Nigerian horror movies are really like horror. They scar you for life. Ever since we were younger, any Nigerian movie.
That's because you're a kid.
Anyway, but this movie, the beginning really kept me like, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Because I did not see the trailer or anything. I
went in blind.
Yes, I just went in and when I saw the illustration and they were doing, I said, okay, let me see this. But moving on, this movie did not do well like the way it started. Like it just fell flat
at the end.
And it was not nice.
I agree. This movie arrested me at the beginning. I was enjoying the entire process. I was on the edge of my seat, although some things were repetitive. So the movie is basically about this young girl, Bisola. Bisola is working as a nurse, and she's kind of like a hopeless romantic. She wants to get married, and she's just really a good daughter, you know. She's a poster child for good daughters.
Yeah, I think she's an only child.
And on the other hand, there is this family. Their forefathers in the past wanted to live forever. Ile Owo means house of money. So the father went to make a pact with this witch doctor played by the very talented Bisola Aiyeola here. And they have to do a ritual.
Yeah, every 25
years to renew their wealth and their stay on earth.
Right for this entity.
So over time, these men have been bringing brides for this entity and they've been keeping this tradition. Now, they want to take Bisola too. And the worst thing is that this entity picks his bride.
Yeah.
So, Bisola was picked and this man hunted her, like, not really hunt her in a way that, like, he baited her, he went to the hospital where she was working and she thought she had found her Mr. Perfect because this guy came in a Range Rover, everything was just top notch.
I know we'll not fall for something like that. It's hard.
One can be skeptical because, to be fair, Bisola was actually skeptical here.
Yeah.
But there was also dark forces at play here that is making her comply. So we'll not really say she fell for something. Now, Bisola has a praying mother.
Yeah, a very prayerful mother.
And she's the one that actually led Bisola to her victory. Spoiler alert. So yeah, Bisola does not die in the end.
Yeah. What I don't understand is Busola's father.
I understand his role.
Like at the end, when I saw him in that forest place when he was running.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. This leads me to what you were saying about the movie falling flat at the end. Because that end, when I watched it, everything just happened so fast and so confusing. So I wanted to take the movie back to get the story. So that ending explains that Busola's father, I'm not sure what he was doing part of the ritual there, but he was already possessed by the entity.
Yeah.
Then the fact that Bisola threw up what she ate, that means they missed a step in the rituals.
Yeah, and her tummy was protruded.
So the fact that they missed that step of the ritual, everything just went downhill. But I would commend this movie. I can't even lie that I will not comment. I commend this movie. It fell flat at the end, but it is a faith-based movie. And it was not in your face. It was not in the way that Nollywood normally do things, because I was actually waiting for a battle between like the good spirit and the bad spirit, like, you know, classic Nollywood. But it didn't. I just like the route that they took for the movie. That's just it.
I don't like it. Some characters were just, I know you want to come off as mysterious. The person that Bisola got married to, I know he wants to come off as mysterious, but I don't.
Was he coming off as mysterious?
You know, all those looks that he just gives the camera. And like, I know that you want to be like, okay, something's happening there, but even though just entry, then I know that Bisola, this character, is a shy and innocent girl,
but it is part. I'll argue with you on this one.
Bisola?
Yes. The fact that, I always say is that, okay, people judge characters according to if they will like them or not. Like, the thing is that, is she playing the role well? Yes. She's a shy character.
She was overdoing it, in my opinion. She was overdoing the shy and acting thing. She was just doing, she was overdoing it, in my own opinion. Honestly, Mofe, Duncan, when they were in that dinner, you just see how the looks that they were doing. Like, I know they were supposed to be weird, but it was now over weird.
They were overdoing it. Even Sophie, I don't really feel her acting in this movie. Like she was just there for me. Like I just said that the movie will arrest you from the beginning, then but it just felt flat at the end. You'll be like, okay.
It felt terribly flat. I know they were trying to just a lesson, but at the end of the movie, they just made it seem like Kiki was in this movie too when she was praying. Like that's what they just made it as that was a lesson for the movie.
And in a way, it's a good lesson now. You never know what people are experiencing or are going through. So you're saying you are wishing for someone else's life, okay? And the person literally comes to your door and be like, "You'll not believe what I have been through today," and you're like, "Okay." So it's a faith-based drama. I just think you should just leave it at that.
One thing I do also like in this movie is the CGI that they used to create the entity. It was looking one kind. Not really there. And the sound effect, it was not really nice to my ear. Like, please.
Yeah, I don't really have any bone to pick with this movie. I was just angry that it fell flat at the end. I wanted it to stay with me because I like when movies like stay with you, the story haunts you. But this just fell flat and I was just utterly disappointed. That's all. So
I was expecting a lot more from the entire story, but that ends like from the middle of the movie.
Repeated.
Yes.
Like
and I feel like they were rushing and it's just an hour and 30 minutes movie.
You know, she's a hopeless romantic. They kept on showing the fact that fellow nurses are getting engaged.
Yeah, she wants that too. It was just tiring. All those repetition was unnecessary. They should have used to develop the story even more at the middle and at the end of the entire thing.
I'll give it a 3.
I'll give it 3 too.
It's not the worst movie in the world. It's okay. So I would recommend it. You're looking for a bit of the old Nollywood that was so growing up. But this is different anyway. It's different. It's more practical in a way.
So do not forget to like, share this video, leave a comment down below about what you think if you have seen this movie.
And who's your favorite character?
I have none. Favorite character? None. I don't have any favorite character because I rated my own. I think the father is one of my favorite characters. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you like movies, want movie reviews, if you want recommendations. Just subscribe to this channel and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Very soon.